Alright folks, Post here, welcome back to another Pokemon Masters video, and before we get into this video, if you're new to the channel, do consider, clicking that subscribe button, because we've got a lot of stuff to go through tonight, right? We've got Silver, and then there's Wally, Jasmine, they got, they all got Synchron expansions as well. Who's the other one that I'm forgetting? Wally, oh, Wallace, Wallace, my favorite champion. So yeah, a lot of stuff to go over tonight. So do make sure you're subscribed and maybe hit that notification bell if it works. I don't know. And also like the video if you find this information useful. So anyways, let's go into the stats and moveset of Silver and Ho-Oh over here. So Silver and Ho-Oh, that's a legendary event, free-to-play unit coming out on April the 29th/30th, which is my birthday, depending on where you live, right? UTC 30th, if you're like me, and PDT, then it's the 29th, which is not my birthday. But anyways, so they should be dropping very, very soon, right? They are a free-to-play unit, and you can, like all the other legendary events, I would assume you should probably be able to 5 out of 5 their sync move for free, and also 20 out of 20 their potential as well. So which is why I choose to use their 20 out of 20 stats here, right, and not just their base stats, because these are super easy to grind now, legendary events. I mean, they did kind of revamp this one with the whole like prize box thing, sort of summon-ish kind of thing, right? But it should be fun. It should be fun, hopefully. So anyways, let's go over it. So it's a fire type striker, physical striker actually, even though it has like 2 special moves and only 1 physical move, but its sync moves physical, so it's a physical fire type striker, weak to water, HP 653 HP, 264 attack, 170 defense, 244 special attack, 171 special defense, and 271 speed. As for its moves, first move, overheat. Overheat's fire special attack, 136 power, 90% accuracy, 3 bars, single target, sharply lowers the user's special attack, which is unfortunate, but hey, you could always Dauntless that if you want, right? Dauntless, the lucky skill, which you could give it, which, makes it so that it doesn't lower its special attack unnecessarily there. Anyways, moving on. Second move, Solar Beam, Grass, a special attack, 125 power, 100% accuracy, 2 bar, single target move. I'm not gonna like go through like the whole Solar Beam thing because it's like it's so long, the description. So it basically works like the main series Solar Beam, right? So you charge on turn 1 and then turn 2, boom, you obliterate your opponent with 125 power on only 2 bars. And if you're in Sun, it's instant 2 bars, 125 power special attack damage, which is kind of crazy. Oh, I did make a slight mistake in the video talking about the Kanto starters. In that video I did say Ho's offensive stats are probably better than Venusaur's. That's really not true. Ho's offensive stats, if you could see the stats right over here, the special attack's terrible. 244 special attack, and like physical attack's not even that great either, 264, right? But it's about to get a lot better. His passives make up for it. Don't worry too much. His third move, I'll show you 2 moves, not two moves, 2 uses. Raises users' evasion, crit, and raises them sharply in the sun. So Silver is a crit raiser, right? Also gets evasion as well, which is basically Mewtwo, but like it's basically Mewtwo's like Nowhere to Hide, or whatever the trainer move is called, except just like worse. Although you do get it sharply in Sun, which would be the same as Mewtwo's, but like you need Sun. Moving on, fourth move, Sacred Fire. Fire physical, 87 power, 95 accuracy, and 3 bars, single target, removes frozen condition, and has a good chance of leaving the target burn. If I remember correctly, let me just actually check this real quick. Good chance should be 50%. So literally 50% chance to burn the opponent. That's really good. Anyways, moving on to the passives, and this is why I'm telling you guys not to worry about its offensive stats, right? It's not that big of a deal. All right, moving on to Silver's sync move and passives. Also, I hate when the new Twitter, it's so bad, the new Twitter thing. Anyways, sync move, Power Hungry Sacred Fire, fire physical, 250 power, no additional effects, pretty standard, right? First passive, Charging Sun 6, powers up moves by 60% in Sun. That's a lot. So basically you get a 60% passive in the Sun. And if you're wondering, well, you need Sun, right? Ho-Oh gets Sun. check out the third passive. Solarize makes the weather sunny after sync. Ho has sun and does not, unlike Rapidash. Rapidash costs move gauge and costs MP to set up sun. Ho does not need that. All Ho needs is to sync move, and boom, you got sun. Basically, yeah, you could use it unlimitedly in Villa. You do have the sync move first, which again, it's not that big. Trying to sync move is not a big deal in this era anymore, right? It used to be like a big deal, 3 months ago, right? But it's trying to sync move is not a big deal in this day and age anymore. First of all, you got stuff like Rotom, which could decrease your sync move cannon, and also in the place where you're going to use it the most, which is Battle Villa, right? That's the hardest mode in the game at the moment. Everyone goes for triple spam to get sync move countdown down really, really quick. So basically 3 turns and then you got your sync move up. So again, sync move is not that big of a deal anymore. So it got Solarize, which gives you Sun after sync move. Speeding Sun 2 quickly charges the move gauge, and Sun, I would assume that's a 20% increase in your move gauge charging under Sun, which is phenomenal, right? So Ho-Oh, again, the stats look bad, but the passive, that's a 60% boost, right? So he's going to hit hard as soon as you get Sun up, right? Which, again, you should be getting it up relatively quickly. So Ho's great. So not only does Ho hit really hard by himself, like Ho does seem like kind of like a striker plus tech-ish unit, because you hit really hard yourself, and you have good defenses as well, right? You could tank okay-ish for a striker. It's not, it's nothing crazy, but for a striker, it's not bad. And also, for Ho, you could also set up Sun for your ally. So if you got like a Charizard, red, right? 6-2 red Charizard, that needs Sun, which does have a Sun grid, right? Red does have a Sun grid, and also Venusaur for Solar Beam, right? Or Torkoal, which is again another phenomenal fire type striker. Infernape, Hilda or Ethan, maybe. I don't know. Hey, you could use Ho and Ethan on the same team, right? And synergy wise, it would work not too terribly, right? Which is kind of funny considering. Which by the way, in the Pokemon Masters, JP Twitter tweeted out a video of the upcoming Ho event with Silver and Ethan in it. So it's pretty interesting. You see Ethan's there as well with the Cynical, and Silver got his Sneasel in this event. I would assume this is like right before Ho comes in, right? Oh, there's Ho. Oh, it actually flies. Cool. It has an animation. They actually put some work into this one then. So yeah, Ho and Silver, right? That's the event and all that stuff. Oh, by the way, since we're over here, for those who didn't see, the new legendary event does have this kind of like summon thing to like make it work, to advance into the event and all that stuff. So this is basically it. Like you do the event stages, get these tokens, and then you use tokens and hopefully you get this map which unlocks the Ho event, right? Basically, so that's also something for that as well. So anyways, yeah, so that's basically Ho, I guess, for the most part. Ho and Silver. I think a lot of people are underrating this guy already, which is kind of sad. Like, dude, this like Silver is probably one of the more tankier strikers in the game, especially physically, because first of all, he has really good defensive stats, okay-ish HP, right, for a striker. And do keep in mind, Sacred Fire has a 50% chance of burn, and burn does help you tank physically, right, as well. So yeah, don't underestimate his tankiness for a striker. And also, if you look at the underwhelming stats, right, do keep in mind that the dude still has Charging Sun 6, which is an extra 60. People, like, come on, stats are stats, right? Stats, like, 60% is just so much, like, 60% just gives you so much more, like, boost. Like, these multipliers are just so much more important than just regular stat. Like, if you look at the numbers, they're whatever, but if you guys played, like, any other game that has, like, percentage boosts on their passives or whatever, they just, the multiplier is just so much larger because they multiply into all your other multipliers. It's not like an additive thing. It's a multiplier, right? So this guy's going to hit relatively hard, pretty hard, right? As soon as you get your your Sun up. And again, this synergizes really well with Signet Suit Red. You could put up a Sun, and then you go with Signet Suit Red Sun Gauge, all Sun Grid thing, right? Also, Meganium with Sun is a phenomenal support. So Meganium plus Ho-Oh plus Signet Suit Red, just run through the Balvilla, basically, right? Or any other stage in this game at all. Just phenomenal. And you get, and do keep in mind, Charizard also has Speeding Sun as well. So that move gauge, recharge when there's actually Sun here is going to be insane. Plus, Charizard also has move gauge refresh 4 for some reason. As if he's already, not like powerful enough. So yes, Ho is a fire type striker, but no, that doesn't mean, oh, it's useless. It's another fire. Oh, okay, I get it, another fire type. But Ho is very unique. Ho, it's not a scenario where, oh, just use red. No, use red and Ho-Oh. Use them together. They'll be so much better, right? Although there is one slight issue with using them together. They kind of do compete for, sync move usage, right? Since Charizard, you would want him to use its sync move as well. Although, to be fair, once you use your first sync move with Charizard, you don't really have to use it anymore, since other than, you do get move gauge regen from that, plus 6 gauges, but with like all these charging suns, or not charging, speeding suns going around, you won't really have to worry about move gauge, since like the move gauge just recharges so quick, right? So it's a slight issue, but I don't think it's that big of a deal, since again, as soon as you get like Mega Charizard, you don't need to use its sync move anymore, because Charizard's sync move is just bad. It's a Mega, right? All Mega sync moves are bad once you Mega them. It's only like 160 damage, which is like potatoes, right, in terms of damage. Blast Burn does more damage. Just use like Blast Burn instead, like that does more damage. Ho sync move would do more damage, right? Just in terms of damage, Ho sync move will do more. I don't know. I have to do calculations. Maybe it doesn't do more just because of the buffs and stats or whatever. But in general, you don't have to worry too much. And besides, it's not that big a deal. The benefit that you get from the Sun, from boosting both Ho's and Charizard's, or Mega Charizard X by that times, offensive output is just so much higher than maybe a 50 power increase in a sync move or whatever. So again, I don't think I think they did a great job with Ho personally, because they made it so that Ho is not just ignored by anyone who has red, right? It's another fire type, but if you have red, you still want Ho-Oh because they work so well together, right? So anyways, that's the movie for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel for some more Pokemon Wrestlers content. Again, I will be coming with more videos throughout the night of all the other sync pairs and all that stuff that are Datamine. So stay tuned for that. And you can also follow me on Twitter to get like these graphics like 30 minutes earlier, because YouTube takes a while to upload stuff for some reason. So I just post them here first. So anyways, I'll see you guys very soon.